Hey there, this is Seid, founder of Cascadia Workshops. I'm really excited to be here with you today to go over a very basic and essential business concept, which is, what is your niche? How do you identify who you serve and what you do for them? I spent years honing my craft and developing my content and developing my expertise, and I had zero clue how to make a livelihood from it until maybe 7 years ago. I started to put myself back through school, and I've studied with some of the top people in business, online and off, and have synthesized a fairly simple methodology for how to start your own business from scratch, share what you know and how you help other people in a way that also allows you to make a livelihood. So what I'm about to show you today, how to discover what your niche is actually the second step in the 9-step process that I've developed. The very first step is figuring out, clarifying your values, your life purpose, and your vision. Because the mistake so many people make is they create a business and they focus on work, and then they're miserable. So that's not the point. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to start your own business, we want the business to support your ideal lifestyle and what you want your life to be about. So if you're rocking it in business but you're not happy, then who cares? So we start with your values, your life purpose, your vision, and then we look at, okay, who do you serve and what do you do for them? So what I'm going to describe to you here is the process that I do with my private coaching clients for how to identify what they do best, that they most enjoy, that has the greatest chance of paying them well. Now there's a really simple way to do this, which is basically decide who you want to work with. Decide who you feel drawn to, who is your tribe, and then think about where do their problems and the things that you offer intersect, and boom, you've got your niche. So if you can do it that quickly with clarity, and know that you have a viable market, a viable audience, then wonderful. However, for most of us, it's not that simple. So I have a more thorough, systematic approach that helps people identify who they serve and how, which becomes like a doorway, becomes a marketing doorway that people feel drawn to. Now, once they enter the door, you can give them everything you've got. You can offer them everything that you offer. But this process is to hone down on the one thing that's going to be most compelling, most exciting for them to enter your universe so that you can really serve them in a deep way. So, the first step in identifying your niche that I do with my clients is usually we'll do this as a Google Doc. We'll create a document online that we can both look at, both edit. It's actually my client's document that they share with me so that it's theirs forever. And we create a table with 9 columns, and you can do this on your own as well. Now the first 2 columns are the problem and the solution. The way that this exercise starts is you actually brainstorm all the solutions that you offer people. But the other side of the coin is the problem. So we can phrase it in a problem-solution type of way. And you brainstorm the heck out of these 2 columns. Most people will actually come up with between 30 and 100 different items. But the third column is really key too, which is for whom. And I'll give you an example. One of my clients, gosh, I love my clients. We become really close, and we really get to go deep in how they serve people. So one of my clients, she offers conflict resolution. However, when we got to the for whom column, it turned out that she offers conflict resolution for elementary school kids. But she also likes to do conflict resolution and is really good at offering conflict resolution for nonprofit boards. So because the for whom is so different, that's actually a different solution. So it has to go on a different line. So that's where clarifying the for whom helps you break it out to come up with a greater list. Now, the next 3 columns are totally key because they give us such valuable information. Once you have the problem and solution and the for whom really brainstormed out, Then I want you to go back to the table and fill out the following three. The first one is on expertise, and this could be on a scale from 1 to 10. For each of your separate items, I want you to write on a scale of 1 to 10 what you think your level of expertise is. So 10 means you're a world authority on this particular problem and solution pair. A 1 means you absolutely do not even know what you're doing. The next column is enjoyment. I want to know, how much do you enjoy offering this and providing this? Also on a scale of 1 to 10. And then the next one is monetization. How much can you be remunerated, paid for this particular solution that you offer your clients? Again, you can do that on a scale of 1 to 10. So when we look at your table together, I'm going through, this extensive table, and if I see high numbers on these columns, that gives us such valuable information about where to start to focus, where to start to hone in. I have a different client who actually had something here, and she had a pretty low number on remuneration, and all we did was slightly tweak the for whom, and her confidence level around remuneration went way up. So I also don't want you to discard these quickly because you get low numbers. You can actually sort of try to look at them from a different angle and see whether those numbers can go up if you just kind of change your perspective about that particular problem solution pair, even just a little bit. There's another exercise that I do with my clients where the solution that they've come up with appears like a surface level solution. And so one of the exercises you can do is you can ask yourself, from your potential client's perspective, if I had that, then what would I have? Like, if they had the window open, what would that give them? That's a silly example, but maybe they would have fresh air and they would feel more comfortable. And if they had fresh air and felt more comfortable, then maybe they'd be able to be more present and more focused. And if they're more present and more focused, then they would be able to be of service in a deeper way. So we start with whatever the solution looks like on the surface, and you can peel the layers off the onion and ask, okay, if they had that, what would that give them? And you can actually find a more compelling solution on that column. So that's another way to refine this. So these are key: the problem, solution, and for whom, and then these three pieces of information. Next, what we can look at is the problem, and there are three criteria for how we evaluate the problem. Is the problem distinct, immediate, and ongoing? Is it a specific problem? I'll give you an example. One of my other clients, he works with families who have teenage boys who have a diagnosis of ADD or ADHD and who are also struggling with staying in school. Now, he helps these young men reconnect with their families, learn how to stay in school in a way that they can enjoy, and also how to live with this diagnosis in a way that's most productive and least hindering to the quality of life that they want to have. So this problem of a young man who is disconnected from his family, has this diagnosis, and is threatening to possibly leave school, that's very distinct, that's very specific. It's also immediate, like these families have it in their face all the time. And it's ongoing. They're living with it day after day after day after day. Now, your potential clients will hire you for two reasons. One is they have something that they don't want, or there's something they want that they don't have. In other words, there's a goal, there's a dream, there's an aspiration, something they want to get to that they don't have that they want. And so you're going to help them get to that goal, that dream, that aspiration. Or they have a problem, something that frustrates them, something that keeps them up at night, something that really bothers them that they have that they don't want. Now, for better or for worse, the market research that I'm aware of shows that people are going to be more willing to spend more money sooner on solving a problem than in reaching a dream or a goal or an aspiration. It's unfortunate because I'm so dream focused and aspiration focused, and I want to help you live your ideal lifestyle. And yet, when we have something that frustrates us, that keeps us up at night, it's distracting. Sometimes it doesn't help us. It doesn't let us actually focus on that beautiful vision because it's like an obstacle that's in our face. So keep in mind that you could be more like a painkiller rather than a vitamin in terms of your marketing, in terms of what you put out there. And if the problem that you solve is distinct, immediate, and ongoing, your potential clients are going to be more motivated to hire you to help them solve that. So we look at that criteria, and that's a yes or no question. And as I'm looking at the table with my clients, some things start to stand out really quickly. So now the next thing that we look at is, does this match up with the criteria for an ideal target market? So I'm going to give you 7 criteria for an ideal target market. The first criteria is that these people have pains or problems or something that they're motivated to solve. That's the first criteria. Now, it could be that it's not a pain, that it's more aspirational or more of a goal, but it's important that your target market is motivated, your audience, your tribe, whatever you want to call it, is motivated to do that work, to reach that goal or to solve that problem. The second criteria of an ideal target market is that they know that they have this pain or this problem. They're already aware. You don't have to spend a lot of time educating them. That makes your job a lot harder. So those are the first 2 criteria. They have something they're motivated to deal with, and secondly, they know that this is going on for them so that you don't have to spend a ton of time educating them on the thing that you want to help them with. The third criteria of your ideal audience is that they're easy to reach, they're easy to find. If you can't figure out how to communicate with these people, it's going to be really, really hard to get your message out there and to establish your clientele. The fourth criteria of an ideal target audience is that they have a history of spending money on the kinds of solutions that you offer. So, do families with teenage boys who struggle with ADHD and who struggle with staying in school have a history of spending money on professional services like counseling or therapy? The answer is probably yes. The fifth criteria of your ideal target audience is that there are enough of them who are ready to spend money now, because you can probably think about all the times that you've watched something online and thought, oh, that looks really cool, I'll just wait for the next time it comes around. Or that looks awesome, but life is too full right now, I'm not going to say yes to that. So you want enough of them who are not sort of ready to wait, but who are ready to go for it now. Now, usually in most audiences, that could be between 3 and 10% of your total audience. So you want to make sure that there are enough people in that audience who are ready to go for it. The sixth criteria of an ideal target market is that it's a growing audience. So, for example, I work with people who are committed to their own personal growth and development, who are also committed to making a positive difference in the world. I believe this is a growing audience of people because the injustices happening in the world and the ecological devastation happening in the world is pushing humanity in the direction of wanting to be more involved and wanting to make a bigger difference. And increasing numbers of people are committed to making the world a better place. And we have these conditions, which I like to think of as the consciousness revolution and the ecological sustainability revolution, that are growing trends. So I feel confident that the people that I reach out to are a growing audience. Now, the last criteria of an ideal target market is that these are people that you enjoy working with, or at least you have aligned values with them. So in terms of this next to last column on this solutions table is that this could be, for example, on the 3 criteria, distinct, immediate, and ongoing, that could be yes or no. Ideal target market, you can say yes or no, or you can note that as a percentage. The people I want to work with meet this criteria, say 80% or something like that. You just give it your best guess. You can do some market research, but again, as we scroll through your table and look at all these different things, this gives us some really important information, and the pieces that make the most sense for you to focus on really start to jump out. So now let's look at the last column. Is this something you're willing to be known for in the world? I have a close friend whose problem solution fit everything except she didn't want to be known for that. She had so many amazing skills, she could offer things in so many ways, and she started working with a specific population, which is people on the edge of divorce or wanting to get divorced. She was really good at it, but it wasn't something she was willing to be known for in the world, so that wasn't a good match for her. Now in the short run, you can work on something that isn't necessarily the thing that you're going to be known for forever, but just something to build your business skills, to learn how to do market research, to learn how to create a high-end package, learn how to do a sales conversation that isn't salesy so that people become your clients, how to create information products online. You can use something to sort of practice and get your chops up, and then work on that bigger thing that's more of a good match, but you don't want your learning curve maybe to be so steep. So that's another approach that we can do. Some of my clients who already have their livelihood taken care of, I have a really good client in Europe who has work so that she is sustained, and so we're able to build her business a lot more intentionally because she doesn't have to scramble to build it so fast to pay her bills next month, but we're growing it very intentionally, and she's starting to really dial things in. So that's one of the advantages of being selective and being able to be strategic in how you build your business. So remember, this is only the second step of 9 steps in my Livelihood 2.0 program that, depending on when you're watching this video, is about to come out, or it's already in progress and you need to wait for the next one. And identifying your niche is one of those places where we most get stuck, because it's not just about what you do, and it's not just about who you do it for. It's about what you do for whom, that is what you do best, that you most enjoy, that has the greatest probability of helping you create a good livelihood for yourself. Because ultimately, you need the money to sustain the message, and we don't need any more struggling social entrepreneurs or struggling activists. I want you thriving, and so that's part of why I'm hoping this information is useful to you. So signing off for now, Alan Seid. Thank you very much.